My ancestors are evil. My ancestors are demonic. My ancestors have no business doing what I came. I'm changing my name. I'm cutting myself from my ancestors. My ancestors are wicked. God forgot the family that you were coming into. You understand? The Creator forgot that there's a stool in your background. There's a God in your house. There's a stool in your background. There's a presence, there's authority, there's power. He forgot because your God is not all-knowing. Because if your God was all-knowing, your God will put you in a Christian home with ancestors and generations. Because Christianity has been around for what 500 years, or 400 to 500 years. So there should be about 5 generations down your family, right? But guess what? Your family don't run down to 5th generation of Christians. The most will be 3rd generation. The most that your grandparents will go will be 3rd generation. Your 4th generation, you don't know what they believed in. But yet this God ensured that you came into the same family. Guess what? No God chose you to come into any family. You chose yourself to come into that particular family that now you are demonizing. And you know why you chose to come into that family? Because you knew this is the family that can help me become. If you couldn't handle it, you would have never been in that house. Why? Because you knew the best family that would help you become is that very family that everybody has demonized. Somehow your God forgot the ancestors were in that bloodline. If you're saying where you find yourself is not exactly where you needed to be, then it means somebody, either you lied to yourself, your parents lied to you, the God of your parents lied to you, the God you believe in now lied to you. If you believe this God is all-knowing, guess what? He had no problem you coming into that ancestry. God has no problem with your ancestors. God has no problem with the gods in your background. You are the one that has a problem with it because you've been programmed and detaught from the original path that you're supposed to be on, and all of a sudden you're on this part that has nothing to do with who you are or why you came here. Another question from listen, I love these questions. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I love them, and they make me know where you are, where your state of mind is. So I always get excited when the questions come in. Somebody asked me a question. You love the background, right? It's beautiful. Welcome to our shrine. This is Onyame. Eventually this beautiful place will turn into a wellness center. We're still building. I still need your support. I need your investment. I need your support. We are doing something amazing that we had to fight the Chinese for it. If you're in the community, you know what I'm talking about. We have to fight the Chinese for it. Listen, they had the road to this place. This beautiful background. There are so many sites at Onyame that you haven't seen yet. I don't show them on camera. I like to work in silence, okay? I like to work in silence, but it hasn't been easy. It's been a tough road. I've been sent to jail. You understand? I've been sent to jail. I've been arrested for what? Detained for how many days now? Multiple times, not just once, multiple times. So it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of sacrifice. It's been a lot of pain. But one thing that keeps me going is, I say this all the time, the end would always justify the means, okay? We've been called names. I've been tagged. I've been called names. I've been betrayed, I've gone through all of this, but we're still here. We're still going day by day. We're still going day by day. People have called me. I've been called the most horrible person on the face of the earth. Yeah. Because when we started, because I was constantly talking and I was never showing anything. Because like I said, I love to work in silence. I love the work that I'm putting in, what I'm doing to justify where I'm going. So I don't like to talk much. But what we've done is that I've literally sacrificed my life, sacrificed a whole lot to keep this going. And I'm telling you, mark this for me. Now this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just the foundation. We're building one of the most beautiful places you can find on the face of the planet. Okay, it is heaven. The heaven they promise you, this is where it's at. So if you have a way you can support us, let us know. It's totally welcome on board. You understand? If you have a way to, like I'm saying, there's a battle that we're fighting with the Chinese in the country, in Ghana. It's a battle we're fighting with the Chinese, and if you're in the community, you know what I'm talking about. And we have up to April, the deadline to secure it. And I don't know how, I don't know the means. This is where people get it twisted. That how come you're always saying you're dealing with this, you're dealing with that, but you still come here and you still come on social media and you still come and teach and you still come and do this. I'm like, what did you expect me to do? You expected me to sit down and fold my arms? You expected me to sit down and put my hands in between my legs? Because I'm being dragged to the police, because I'm being this, I'm being that, I'm supposed to sit down? Now, let me ask you a question. If I sit down and not teach and not tell the world about what we're doing and not teach and not do the work, I would die. You understand? It would kill me. So the only reason why I keep going, the only reason why I keep fighting, the only reason why you keep seeing me, I don't talk about, I don't even know why this video is going this way, because I don't talk about my problems. And the funny thing is, my problems are not my problems. My problems is the assignment. My problem is you. My problem is that because I'm sacrificing my life for you, I don't know if you will do it. I don't have anything in my account. My bank account is ridiculous. I don't have anything in there. You know why? Because every single cedi, penny, peswa that I get, I put it into the vision. I put it into the assignment so that our children, your children, will come and enjoy this. I'm not expecting anybody to pity me. I don't pity myself. So if you ask the question, well, if you say you are this, you are being dragged here, you're being dragged here, you're being... Sedu, a bracken on you feel what? Sorry, I'm just telling one of the guys around to do something. You understand? I'll answer the question, okay? I'll answer the question, but I don't know why am I being emotional? I don't think I'm being emotional. The sacrifice I'm making is because of you. It's because of your children. Do you know the reason why people get up and say, I want to travel to this destination. I want to travel to this country. I want to go vacate at this place. I want to do this. Do you know why people say that? Because some people sacrifice. Without sacrifice, nothing is achieved. I started this with an open heart. Being honest, being sincere to the fault. But yet people felt I was being secretive and doing things behind the scenes and fighting things and hiding things and trying to how do you call it? What's the word? Trying to fraud people. I was sent to national security, said I'm a fraud. Yeah, the national security of Ghana. That I'm a fraud. They said I'm a fraud. I'm stealing money from people. I'm telling you, if you take 1,000 men, 1,000,000 men, not 10 can do what I've done. If you take 1,000,000 men, not 10 can do what I've done with nothing. Giving every single city into the assignment. We've had workers we've paid over a year. We started with what, about 30 or 4 workers? We had to keep trimming down because the bills was getting ridiculous. Now we have about what, 10 workers now or 12 workers. We started from 30, we couldn't keep up. We have to keep reducing. I'm pouring my heart to you guys. Like sometimes it's ridiculous the things you hear about yourself. And this is the saddest thing. People expect you that, oh, you're being dragged here. If somebody asked me a question, well, if you said you went to the police station the other day, how come you're on Instagram teaching? So what? I was supposed to take a video of me in the police station, come and put it on Instagram or social media and say, oh, I'm being dragged to the police station. I'm sad. You see, we can swear on any God, any deity across the world. If I haven't done this with an open heart, with an honest heart, I've given my all. I don't expect you to understand it, because you won't be able to give your all. If you were supposed to do, you wouldn't be able to do it, because you think about self. But guess what? We are doing this. We are doing this. This one, I've never really come out on YouTube to do. I won't put this on anywhere. It's just going to be on YouTube. I've never come out on. I've never done it. I'm sure some of you guys in the community are surprised. I was even having a conversation with somebody. I said, you know what? If you can help us take a loan, okay? If you can help us take a loan, finish this first phase, okay? Tell me how much the loan is going to take. We will put the standing order on the account, like at the end of every month, because loans in the Western world is cheaper. Ghana is what, 30-something%. You guys are between what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%. Let's give us a loan. Let's take a loan. Let's finish this first phase, okay? Because this first phase is going to be the platform that everything else is going to unveil. And I'm still not going to say it. People want to say what I've done, what I'm doing. See the background. Did you see this coming? Boom. It's here. Did you see this coming? We're still building. Listen, if we had what we had for the past year, and we didn't go through the challenges and the things, we would have been done with the first phase. We would have been done with the restaurants, with the pool areas, with the healing rooms, with the washroom facilities, with the guest rooms. We would have been done with the first phase by now. But guess what? I was left fighting multiple fronts. And I don't even have my name today. The documents are not even in my name. I'm putting it out there. You understand? They're not even in my name. Now I want to say thank you. I can mention names. I want to say thank you to You Know Yourself, be one of the major investors that have supported us with all the fights, with all the tears. There's been days we've gone hungry. I'm telling you, there's been days we've gone hungry. But I promise you, we are building the biggest shrine in the continent, okay, in the world, one of the biggest shrines in the world. We're building it. We would get it. You won't see it now because you don't understand it, but we are building it. We will get there, okay? And we are building a paradise for our children's children. So when you move to the continent, you would have a place you can call home, a place that is sacred, a place that is sustainable, a place that is not consumed with the system of the world, a place full of love. This is what we're building. And every single person that have been an investor, that has supported this vision, that has supported this dream, you would reap the benefits. I promise you, you would definitely reap the benefit. Of everything we've kept in, why wouldn't the God bless us? Why wouldn't the God bless us? And everything we've done so far is within a year. November will be 2 years since we started work. And 2 years working with our hands tied behind our back. But we're still going. We're still going. I don't know how. We're supposed to finish the first phase before December. We're supposed to secure this place that we are fighting hard to take from the Chinese. We would fight, we would work. The gods be our witness. If the gods touch your heart to support what we're doing, please support. If you want to listen to those that are saying I'm a scammer, I should be behind bars by now if I was a scammer. If I was stealing from people, I should be behind bars by now. Because there's no evidence of that. Because I'm not doing that. And the world will see. Nations, presidents will come to this place, and we'll call it superstars will come to this place, and we'll show their gratitude for the beautiful work we've done in the place. This is the most beautiful place. It's heaven. And you that is supporting us get to be a part of it. If you know a way we can get sources, we can get funds, we can get resources to support this, please let us know. Connect to Nomi, connect to the administrators, let us know. Anyway, I don't know why I'm not venting, I'm not ranting. I'm just excited that I'm here. I'm just excited that I'm here. I'm not even going to do the title, a suspicious one. I'm going to leave it, give it the title of the question that was asked, that why was I born in this family? That's the question I'm answering today. Why was I born in this family? Why did the gods allow me to come here? Knowing very well that there are gods in this house. Knowing very well that they are ancestors. My ancestors are evil. My ancestors are demonic. My ancestors have no business doing what I came. I'm changing my name. I'm cutting myself from my ancestors. My ancestors are wicked. You're the dumbest person I've ever met. No, I'm being honest. You're the dumbest person I've ever met. Because some way, somehow, the creators, or you want to say God, some way, somehow, God forgot the family that you were coming into. And some way, somehow, God forgot that there's a God in that family. Some way, somehow, God forgot there's a God in that family. You understand? The Creator forgot that there's a stool in your background. There's a God in your house. There's a stool in your background. There's a presence, there's authority, there's power. He forgot because your God is not all-knowing. Because if your God was all-knowing, your God will put you in a Christian home with ancestors and generations. Because Christianity has been around for what 500 years? Or 400 to 500 years? So there should be about 5 generations down your family, right? But guess what? Your family don't run down to 5th generation of Christians. The most will be 3rd generation. The most that your grandparents will go will be 3rd generations. Your 4th generation, you don't know what they believed in. But yet this God ensured that you came into the same family. Guess what? No God chose you to come into any family. You chose yourself to come into that particular family that now you are demonizing. And do you know why you chose to come into that family? Because you knew this is the family that can help me become. Whether your dad was an armed robber, whether your dad was a rapist, whether your dad was a prostitute or mantitude or whatever it is, whether your mother was a prostitute, it doesn't matter what your parents did. You knew what they were doing before you decided to come into that womb. The God that you so-called is holy, God that knoweth all things, knew that you're coming into that house of prostitution. Knew that you're coming into the family of armed robbers. Knew that you're coming into a polygamous home. If you couldn't handle it, you would have never been in that house. Knew that you're coming into a family of drunkards. You knew. And yet you still decided to come into the same family. Why? Because you knew the best family that would help you become is that very family that everybody has demonized. Some way, somehow, your God forgot the ancestors were in that bloodline. Do you know the funny thing? Every pastor, I can name Billy Graham. Where's Franklin Graham? Because that is the son of Billy Graham, right? How big did Franklin Graham become? Because there's no ancestral roots foundation. He's coming from a 3rd generation. The 4th generation were in covenant with the gods. Anybody that will stand out to become a great pastor is never going to walk in the footprints of the father. Because once you come into your father's seed and your father becomes a Christian, your seed gets depleted. You become diluted. You are not strong. You are not original. So your ministry assignment will never become big. Do you know why your father's ministry became big? Because he's directly connected to the grandfather who was a priest in a shrine. So the anointing is so strong. The anointing that is coming from the God is so strong. You chose your family. Why? Let me ask you, why didn't you choose not to come into that house? If you so think that house was demonic, was evil, why didn't you decide, you know what, this is an evil house, I don't want to have anything to do with it, I don't want to come into this house? You still chose to come into that house. Why? Because you knew this is the house would help me become who I'm supposed to be. So why are you now all of a sudden acting like, oh, I'm in a demonic house? Demons are all over the place. Listen, wherever you find yourself is exactly where you needed to be. If you're saying where you find yourself is not exactly where you needed to be, then it means somebody, either you lied to yourself, your parents lied to you, the God of your parents lied to you, or the God you believe in now lied to you. If you believe this God is all-knowing, guess what? He had no problem you coming into that ancestry. God has no problem with your ancestors. God has no problem with the gods in your background. You are the one that has a problem with it because you've been programmed and detaught from the original path that you're supposed to be on, and all of a sudden you're on this part that has nothing to do with who you are or why you came here. This is why the diagnosis is important. The minute you choose to walk the path that you are on, that same minute everything changes. Okay? The minute you decide to walk the path you are on, that same minute everything changes. But if you detour from that path, which your God, the God of the Bible doesn't have a problem, nobody has a problem. You're the only person that has a problem because of the programming you're subjecting yourself into. Guess what? God knew you were coming to that house. God knew you were coming to that river. You're coming through. God knew you were going to be a water child, a mommy water. God knew you're going to be an earth child. You're going to be a fire child. You're going to be an air child. Even Hollywood tells you this. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to smell the coffee? When are you going to know the truth? That this is actually why I'm here. All you have to do is to understand why this particular family, and everything changes. Once you know why this particular family, everything turns around. Okay? The gods are not going anywhere. And your ancestors are not going anywhere. If you fail to walk the path of those who came before you, guess what? Your line will cease. Another will start a first generation of themselves. Everybody will forget about you. Everybody will forget you ever existed. There are people that people don't even know they ever existed. And you would become one of those people that nobody knows you ever existed if you decide to cut yourself off from the roots that is making you who you are. That's the danger you face. The danger you face in disconnecting yourself from your ancestry is that everybody would ever forget you ever existed. Not just in this realm, in the multiple realms, in the multiple dimensions. You know what I'm saying? I love answering your question. Your God has no problem with our gods. Your church and your religious bodies have a problem. Have a great afternoon, love you guys.